Hey everyone, it's Rob again. So I got here a little bit later than I actually thought I would. Had to go back into the main town to get some reception, and then I was tossing up between a few different campgrounds. But I'm actually glad I came to this one. I just found it on one of the apps that I use for camping. People post reviews, photos, and I just liked what I saw. So it's a really nice place. Have a decent sized car park here. It's an unsealed road to get here, but that's not uncommon when you're camping. So there's a few fire pits around the place. I think there's what, 1, 2, 3 I can see. So I've decided to set up over here. They've got some tables scattered around the place. There's actually quite a few around, which is good. The ground's pretty wet. Almost stood in a puddle there. It's been raining non-stop again today. Actually, I've just got a break now. So the fire pit that I'll be using, I figured I might as well just use that one. Yes, the ground's wet, but it's actually on concrete, so it'll be easier than using one of these fire pits over here, which is probably full of water. You can hear all the local wildlife, birds. Really classy fire pit. Never seen one quite like that. A tap for water. Pretty sure it's not suitable for drinking. So it's a pretty big area, big open spaced area. Quite a few different families, groups could come here and definitely comfortably enjoy the place. Just up there, got the toilet block, which is always a plus when you go camping and there's no toilet block provided. Sometimes it puts people off. Got here just some general information of the area. Looks like it's pretty popular for mountain biking. There you go, shared path. Bikes, people, dogs allowed here on leash, according to that sign. Got a lovely little river here. And this nice sturdy bridge leading across it. Yeah, so it's actually really a nice place. I'm glad I came here. I was tossing up between a few different places, but I set my eyes on this one. Was driving for about an hour and a half to get here, so with all the stops, had to chat to a few people, give them updates on where I was and whatnot. The day's nearly gone. It's after 5 PM now, so I'm just about to get set up and we'll get into the cooking. Alright, so I've done a few trips back and forth to the car in my shoes and socks. Feel like I've been walking through water. The water has gathered a lot in this area, but just having a look around this patch here, looks like someone's had a tent here for a while, seeing as the grasses are yellow compared to just all the greenery around us. So I'll probably just set up my tent here just to make it easy, and I can tell there's no water pooling on the ground just from my sight. I'm gonna go with the same setup as last night, just using our 3-man tent. Only difference is I'm expecting rain, so I'm going to throw a tarp over the top of it just for a little bit more protection from the rain and the weather. Kind of hoping we don't get any torrential rain tonight, but you know, it being Victoria, you never know. I usually always have my tent door facing the car or the car park. It's not often I'll have it facing towards the shrubs or the bushland. I just prefer it that way. But each to their own. If you prefer to have your tent entrance facing the opposite way, you know, there's no judgment there. It's personal choice. Alright, get the poles together. I'll fast forward through this part so you don't have to see me set up a tent every single time from scratch. Alright, so that's easy enough. Now all we have to do, I've got 2 tarps. I'm just going to use the larger one for this 3-man tent. My smaller one, it won't fit over the top. It won't cover all 4 edges, so this larger tarp, I'm not sure of the dimensions, fits perfectly over the top. And it's just the same with the tent. All you do is throw it over the top, grab another 4 pegs, these steel rings, just peg them into the ground and off you go. Now, it's up to you if you want to leave one side not pegged in. You know, you have to get into the tent somehow. If I peg down all 4 sides, it's going to make it a little bit difficult to get in. As you can see there. So what I usually do is I'll keep one peg out depending on the direction of the wind. You know, I'll put it downwind so that way it's not going to fly off, hopefully, fingers crossed. But the tent should be enough regardless. The tarp's just a little bit of an extra precaution to keep the weather out, keep the rain out. Okay, so for this video I'm going to set up my sleeping pad. This is one of the more expensive items that I have. It was actually a gift to me from some friends and family. Everyone put in for it. So these things, they can be cheap, they can be expensive. This is one of the ones that is on the more of the high end of the scale. But you know, you don't need to have expensive equipment to do this. Like I showed you in the last video, that $7 single blow-up mattress that got me through last night fine. So anyway, you just roll this out. I want to try and get this all in the video. So this thing's pretty smart. One side's to pack the product into, the other side is a pump sack. So all you have to do, it's got 2 tabs, one for inflate, deflate, similar to the airbed. Pull out the inflate one, pop it in, just blow into it from about 30 centimeters and roll it up. Alright, so that's one side already done. It's that fast. A lot faster than that pump that I was using yesterday. And just flick it around. Once again, undo the inflate tab. Plug in the pump sack. Breathe into it and roll it up. And that's that. It was probably one full sack plus half. And let's see if I can get a... Yeah, so there's the final outcome. It's actually pretty good. Very comfortable to sleep on. Alright, so the fire pit, I'm trying to get this going now. So I've tried to clear as much of this wet sludge stuff away that I possibly can. That's why I decided to use this fire pit, because I know the other one would have been a nightmare to get started. It's dug into the ground, so it's full of water, and I don't have a shovel or anything to dig it all out, and I don't really want to do all that. Anyway, let's get some of our friends here. These fire lighters, like I said, when starting a fire, are going to be your best friend. You know, you don't want to be scrunching up newspaper, trying to get the fire going. These things, they'll burn for about 10-15 minutes, I think, and they stay hot. Paper that'll burn hot, but it'll be gone in a minute. Yeah, minutes of burn time, 15. So look, I'll give it 3 this time, seeing as the ground's pretty wet. And let's just throw some of these timber offcuts in. This would have been from a building site. So best not to let anything go to waste, and we'll burn them all. So hopefully we can get this fire started pretty quick. It's starting to really cool down here. I've just thrown a jumper on, so if I've thrown a jumper on, it must be getting cold. I'll just keep an eye on this, and hopefully we can get this fire going and roaring pretty quick. Alright, so just bear with me with the lighting. I'm still trying to get this all down pat. Seeing as I'm new to it all. But anyway, I've decided to make one of these pre-packaged Master Foods 4-cheese pasta and sauce family packs. So feeds 4. Don't know how we'll go. I'll do my best to finish it. You know, when you have big days out on the road, walking around, you can probably eat a meal for 4 or the whole buffet down at the All We Can Eat. Anyway, I've got my little butane stove that I picked up the other day, and gas canister, which has been really good actually. So I'll just flick that on, and just pretty much catches instantly. As soon as you hold that lighter to it, catches instantly. Now I've already done half the steps, which is 250 ml of water, 370 375 mils of milk and 2 teaspoons of margarine. Now all I have to do, tip the contents in and mix for 10 minutes. So we'll see how this turns out. Okay, so I've finished cooking the meal and it actually looks not too bad. Just see if I can get some light down there. Give it a bit of a stir. I guess on the video it doesn't show it justice, but let's give it a bit of a try and just see if it's any good. You know, for a packaged meal with just a little bit of milk, water and margarine, I have no issues with that. It's actually not too bad. Questionable for the serves for part, but I guess you're supposed to serve it with other kinds of things, meats, sausages, breads, whatever. So I'll have no issues finishing that at all. Just in terms of where my videos are going to go, living close to the city, I live in Melbourne. You know, I'm about 10-15 kilometres from the CBD, so the closest camping area is at least an hour and 20 away from me. So it makes it hard to actually go out and do camping videos all the time. So let's just see how it goes in the comments section. If people want to see something a little bit different, I've been thinking of doing a little bit of stealth camping, which is pretty much just camping in metro, just in areas that you can't be seen, or you make efforts so you can't be seen, using tarps, camouflage equipment, just hiding away so you're not noticed. That's the actual aim of it. That's why it's given the name stealth camping. So just in the comments section, just put your thoughts down, and you know, we'll go from there. I'll take it one step at a time, but if people are enjoying the videos, I'm happy to give anything a try, or if anyone's got any kind of suggestions for me to do, definitely shoot them through, and I'll consider just about anything. Okay, so the rain's a little bit on-off at the moment, and it's getting late anyway, so we've got a big day tomorrow. I'm going to a pretty picturesque part of Victoria called Lakes Entrance tomorrow, so just going to have a suss around there, see what I can find around there. But seeing as it's starting to rain, I'm glad I put the tarp on the tent. We'll see in the morning how wet it is, but seeing as it's a little bit on-off at the moment, my clothes, like I can already feel they're a little bit damp, so I think it's time to pack it in for the night, and yeah, we'll have a big day tomorrow and see where we end up. Okay, good morning everyone. So I've packed up most of my stuff, put it in the car, cleaned up the area. Just have to put down the tent. I'm just cooking some breakfast first. Just your stock standard cheese toasty. Just something pretty easy to do in the morning. Didn't want to go all out, cook bacon, eggs, blah 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 blah, because I've got a massive day ahead of me. A lot of driving, a lot of places to see, so once I finish this breakfast, I'll get this tent packed down. I don't really like putting wet equipment back into the bag. However, I can stuff the tent straight in the car, but I might just pack it into the bag, seeing as I'm a little bit stretched for space. As long as you dry it out when you get home, or you're going to use it the same day, you're going to avoid mold or any of the material starting to wear through. So I'll just probably pack it into the bag, seeing as I'm going to use it in a few hours anyway. And yeah, hopefully it's not soaked all the way through by that point. The tarp did a good job last night. I got woken up a few times from heavy rain, but looks like we've got, well, the sky's still pretty grey at the moment, but I'm hoping the rain holds off until I can see a few things in Lake's entrance anyway. Just about to take off. I just thought I'd do one quick walk around the campsite once again. This place is, I really enjoyed staying here for a night. If I had more time, I didn't want to see other things along the way, I'd definitely stay here for another night. There was only one other group of campers here, and they were very quiet. They just stayed in their van, so it's not a very busy area by the sounds of things, but I think there was more wildlife noises. All night I could hear frogs and chirping and whatnot, seeing as the little river just runs pretty much, 10 meters behind where I was camping? Maybe not even that. So yeah, I'm gonna head off now, head down to Lake's entrance. I just thought I'd give you a recap on the campground because it's a nice little spot. So if you make your way over to Eastern Victoria and you can find out where this place is, I definitely recommend giving this place a go, especially if you want a quiet night's sleep, just to be surrounded by nature. This doesn't look like you're going to have many groups of party animals here, so if you've got a group of friends or you got your kids, definitely stop here and go for one of the walks. There's a 30-minute one-way walk according to that board, so if you've got a spare hour, go for a walk for an hour and yeah, enjoy the historical sites along the way.